I've been quiet since the election. Stayed out of sight. Stuck to the shadows. There hasn't been much for me to do. Things have been going our way. It's not a good time for the country, but what the hell do I care? It's a good time for us. The party. The assholes in charge. Our boy is president again. He's up there wrecking shop every day, saying whatever half-witted drivel comes into his rotting brain, sending the National Guard into Los Angeles, taking direct control of Washington, D.C., weaponizing the Justice Department, turning ICE into even more of a Gestapo tribute act than it was already. And me, I've just been watching the show. These last 7 months, I felt like the producer of a Broadway musical. Now that it's open and running, I can just stand back and enjoy what I created in all its epic, undeniable awfulness. Oh, let's keep the fact that I'm a fan of Broadway musicals just between us. I wouldn't want that to get out. Anyway, the show's running, and we're running it, and everything's just the way I like it, and I must admit, it's been even easier than I thought it would be. I know we've managed to strip them of a great deal of their institutional power, but even so, I thought the Democrats would put up more of a fight when we started really bearing down on the whole setting fire to the Constitution, imposing authoritarianism, intimidating the media, eviscerating science, and gaslighting the entire world deal. But what have the Democrats done? Statements of disapproval? Strongly worded letters. Ooh. But see, that brings me around to why I'm talking to you now. I have a question. It's a simple question, but I do need an answer. Gavin Newsom, what the fuck do you think you're doing? You've been making these social media posts, all caps, mimicking our boy's style, mocking his style. You've gotten some of the commentators and podcasters and pundits on our side to attack you, to call you sophomoric, say that those posts and the way you talk about other politicians is boorish and undignified and unbecoming of an elected official. And I guess you think you're so clever, huh? Oh, look at me, I'm Gavin Newsom. I'm imitating the president and getting all his supporters to call me an asshole. Guess that means they're admitting the president's an asshole too. Congratulations. You outwitted some conservatives. Very impressive. Here's the thing though, Gavin. You outwitted yourself too. Sure, you tricked some of our puppets on Fox News and Twitter into saying that our guy's act is embarrassing and unstatesmanlike. But do you think any of them care? Go ahead, show what a double standard they're abiding by. It's not going to make any difference. If they had any shame, they wouldn't be on Fox News in the first place, buddy. More to the point, do you think any of our voters care? Most of them are too clueless for their own hypocrisy to even register. Even if it does, do you think it's going to have any effect other than making them even more pissed at you? And even more determined to elect our guy to a third term? In their eyes, you're a degenerate Democratic governor of a lawless state that makes itself a sanctuary for Latin American gang members and child molesters and communists. And you're making fun of their president. You think they're going to listen to you? They're not going to listen to you. They're going to listen to me. Because I never tell them that they're wrong. I guess you think, what? You're holding up a mirror to the MAGA movement? They're going to see you pretending to act like our guy, and they're going to have a moment of clarity and realize what they've been supporting this whole time? Moments of clarity are for recovering alcoholics. Does the current voting base of the Republican Party really strike you as an in-treatment group of people? Look at who are our most vocal and stalwart supporters. Creationists, anti-vaxxers, climate change deniers, Holocaust deniers, flat earthers. Oh, did I say supporters? I meant to add, and administration officials. Hold up a mirror to them. Know what they'll see? Whatever they want to see. That's not all you're doing, though, Gavin. You're not just trying to humiliate our guy by jacking his style in some tweets. You're calling our bets too, aren't you? Trying to, anyway. We gerrymandered Texas to squeeze out 5 more congressional seats, and now you're trying to do the same thing for your side in California. So you not only lift our guy's gimmick, you also copy our game plan. You play dirty to match us playing dirty, but all it does for you, at best, is keep your side from losing even more ground. And I say at best because you haven't even done anything yet. You've got a new district map on the ballot for November because you democratically minded saps over there on the left coast decided you didn't like gerrymandering a few years ago, and you took the power to draw district maps away from the legislature and gave it to an independent commission, which means your big plan to thwart our big plan relies on the voters seeing things your way and showing up for a special election. Counting on the liberals and the leftists to turn out on election day, huh? How'd that work out for you last time? I'll let you in on a little secret. I've already got our main talking point to use to get out the vote against your district map ballot proposal. Know what it is? Check this out. California Democrats are trying to thwart the will of the people. I think it's a winner. See? We don't give a fuck. Our people are never going to see themselves for the frightened, easily led marks that they are. And they're never going to see you as anything other than an anti-American lefty who wants to take their stuff and give it to a Mexican. They're going to keep looking at us and seeing none of our flaws, and looking at you and seeing flaws that aren't even actually there, because that's how I trained them. This is my circus, and they are my monkeys. It doesn't matter what you say to try and convince them that you're not a threat to them. I see you trying, though, going on podcasts, talking with some of our top mouthpieces, reassuring everyone that, hey, you're not some elitist. You're just a regular old-fashioned American. You're not a radical. Heck, you think some of this woke stuff has gone too far, too. You say it's unfair for trans women to compete in women's sports. You have the cops in California break up homeless camps. Who are you trying to impress? You think you can show me how tough you are by throwing your own people under the bus? Motherfucker, I invented that. You really want to get into a who can fuck over poor people the worst contest with me? And let me ask you this. If someone is so against trans people that they'll decide who to vote for based on that, whose side do you think they're going to pick? How many trans haters from our side do you figure you can peel off? What about the people who are already on your side, the ones who are trans themselves, or who care about the rights of trans people for reasons which I assure you are unfathomable to me, but then again, I can't fathom why anybody cares about anyone or anything other than what they have to gain. But what about them? What's going to keep them on your side after you've shown them how disposable they are to you? People on your side are a lot more sensitive to that sort of thing. If you don't have their back, why should they have yours? Because you're better for them than us? You're counting on them to keep voting for your side because they're scared of the other side? There you go, stealing our shit again. I'll admit, you did catch us a little off guard when you started going on the offensive recently. That's our fault. We're just so used to you Democrats rolling over and taking it. You made us look weak. You made us look silly. We've come back from that before. Have you seen the guy we elected president? Weak and silly, we can work with. I know you smell blood in the water, Gavin, because our guy is so unpopular. Shit, our whole party is unpopular. Very unpopular. Historically unpopular. With people who don't vote. That's your problem. You still think this is a popularity contest. It's not. It's not a boxing match either. It's a bar fight. There are no rules. Some of the suckers on your side still think there are, but I know better. I know I don't need people to like me. Hell, people can hate me. That's fine. What are they going to do about it? Vote for you? I'm a fascist, Gavin. I'm a white supremacist. I'm rounding up immigrants and shipping them off to foreign prisons. I'm militarizing cities. I'm rewriting history. I'm doing everything I can to destroy democratic institutions and any remaining semblance of equal rights for minority groups. You're fighting to win elections. I'm fighting to end elections. And there are still people on your side who would rather talk about what's wrong with you than what's wrong with me. I'm not telling you all this because I want you to change your tactics, or I want you to smarten up and realize that you should be reaching out to people on your side instead of mine. This isn't some boneheaded iron sharpens iron, I wish I had some real competition deal. I don't want real competition. I'm even bored with fake competition at this point. I just want to take over. I just want to crush every last one of you motherfuckers under my boot. And I am well on my way. I'm walking around with my dick out, pissing in everyone's faces, while you and most of your fellow elected Democrats are still afraid to publicly say the words trans rights or free Palestine. That's why I'm telling you this, Gavin. Because I want you to give up. Stop struggling. You're a good-looking guy with nice hair, a smarmy smile, and a smooth line of bullshit. I see how you found your way to this line of work. And I know what you would probably say in response to all this. You're only tweeting like our guy to make a point. You're only gerrymandering California in response to us doing it in Texas. You're a progressive who supports voting rights and labor rights and equal rights, despite your willingness to sucker punch certain groups for political reasons. And historically, Democrats are much better for the economy than Republicans. All of which is true, but none of which really matters. Because you guys have allowed people like me to control the conversation for so long. You've been fighting back, which is more than I can say for most of you Democrats, liberals, leftists, progressives, whatever you want to call yourselves. But how'd you choose to fight back? By acting like me. If your show's going to be that much like mine, why would anyone bother changing the channel?